Hello, everyone! Today we're diving into the fascinating world of dark philosophy. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. Dark philosophy explores life's big questions, like meaning, purpose, and existence, but from a different perspective. It challenges our usual ways of thinking and encourages us to confront the sometimes uncomfortable realities of life. Dark philosophy includes ideas like existentialism and nihilism. These might sound intimidating, but they're actually quite interesting. They make us think critically about our place in the universe and what truly matters. It's like looking at the world without rose-tinted glasses. We see the good, the bad, and everything in between. This can be a bit unsettling at first, but it can also be incredibly liberating. So buckle up, and let's explore the depths of dark philosophy together. Let's start with existentialism. This philosophical movement, which gained prominence in the 20th century, delves deep into the human condition, exploring themes of freedom, choice, and the essence of existence. Imagine a world where you're totally free to make your own choices, where every decision is yours to make, and every path is yours to walk, with no rulebook or predetermined destiny. No one telling you what you should do or who you should be. That's the essence of existentialism. It's a philosophy that emphasizes individual freedom and the responsibility that comes with it. It's all about individual freedom, responsibility, and the search for meaning in a world without inherent purpose. Existentialists argue that life has no intrinsic meaning, and it's up to each of us to create our own purpose. Existentialists believe that we are thrown into existence without asking for it. We find ourselves in a world that doesn't come with a manual or a set of instructions. We are born into a world with no set guidelines, and it's up to us to figure things out. From the moment we take our first breath, we are tasked with navigating the complexities of life. Sounds a bit daunting, right? The idea that there are no clear answers or paths can be overwhelming. But here's the exciting part. This freedom also means we have the power to create our own essence, our own meaning. We are the artists of our own lives. It's like being given a blank canvas and a set of paints. The possibilities are endless, and the only limit is your imagination. You're free to paint whatever you want, to create your own masterpiece. Every stroke, every color, every detail is up to you. There are no rules, no limitations, only endless possibilities. This freedom is both exhilarating and challenging. This freedom, however, comes with a great deal of responsibility. Every choice we make shapes our reality, and we must own the consequences of our actions. We are accountable for every choice we make, every action we take. This accountability can be a heavy burden, but it's also what gives our lives meaning. Existentialism reminds us that we are the authors of our own lives. We hold the pen and we write our own stories. It's a call to action, urging us to live authentically, to embrace our freedom, and to create meaning in a world that often seems meaningless. So, take charge of your life and start writing your own story today. Now let's talk about nihilism. If existentialism is about finding your own meaning, nihilism starts with the idea that there's no inherent meaning in the first place. It's a bit like saying, life is a party where nobody's keeping score, and ultimately, the party ends. Nihilists might argue that traditional values, morals, and even our pursuit of happiness are ultimately meaningless because we all end up in the same place, oblivion. Sounds a bit bleak, right? But nihilism isn't about promoting despair. Instead, it encourages us to question everything. Now, let's meet some of the brilliant minds behind these transformative ideas that have shaped modern philosophy. Friedrich Nietzsche, a German philosopher, is considered one of the most influential thinkers of the 19th century. His work has left an indelible mark on various fields, including philosophy, literature, and even psychology. Nietzsche's provocative ideas continue to spark debate and inspire new generations of thinkers. He famously declared, "God is dead," suggesting that traditional religious beliefs were no longer relevant in the modern world. This statement wasn't just a critique of religion, but a call to rethink the foundations of morality and meaning in a secular age. Nietzsche believed in the power of the individual to create their own values and meaning. He introduced the concept of the Übermensch, or overman, a person who transcends conventional morality to create their own purpose and values. Albert Camus, a French philosopher and writer, is known for his concept of the absurd. His works, such as The Stranger and The Myth of Sisyphus, explore the tension between our desire for meaning and the indifferent universe. Camus believed that human beings crave meaning in a world that inherently lacks it. This existential struggle, he argued, is at the heart of the human condition. Despite this, he advocated for a life of passion and revolt against the absurd. He compared this to the myth of Sisyphus, condemned to eternally push a boulder uphill, only to have it roll back down. For Camus, Sisyphus's eternal struggle was a metaphor for human perseverance and resilience in the face of an absurd existence. Jean-Paul Sartre, another French philosopher, emphasized our radical freedom and the responsibility that comes with it. His existentialist philosophy argued that we are free to make our own choices, but with that freedom comes the weight of responsibility for those choices. He famously said, "Man is condemned to be free," highlighting that even choosing not to choose is still a choice. Sartre's ideas challenge us to confront the anxiety and freedom that come with the realization that we are the authors of our own lives. These philosophers, each in their own way, challenged conventional thinking and forced us to confront the complexities of human existence. Their ideas continue to resonate, urging us to question, to seek, and to define our own paths in an ever-changing world. Section 5. Real-life examples, existentialism and nihilism in action. So how do these philosophical ideas play out in real life? How do they manifest in our everyday experiences and the world around us? We see glimpses of existentialism and nihilism everywhere, from our personal struggles to global events. These philosophies are not just abstract concepts, but are deeply woven into the fabric of our lives. Think about a time you faced a difficult decision, a moment where the weight of choice felt almost unbearable. A moment where you had to choose your own path, even though the future was uncertain and the stakes were high. That's existentialism in action. It's the recognition of our freedom and the responsibility that comes with it, even in the face of uncertainty. Or consider the moments of disillusionment we sometimes feel, the creeping sense of emptiness that can overshadow our lives, the sense that life is meaningless or purposeless. This is where nihilism makes its presence known. That's a touch of nihilism creeping in, challenging our beliefs and questioning the very essence of our existence. Even in art and literature, we see these themes explored. Artists and writers have long grappled with these ideas, using their work to delve into the human condition. Think of Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis, where a man wakes up transformed into an insect, a chilling exploration of alienation and the absurdity of existence. Kafka's work forces us to confront the bizarre and often unsettling aspects of our reality. It's a stark reminder of how fragile our sense of self can be, and how easily it can be disrupted. Or consider the works of Albert Camus, like The Stranger, which delves into the themes of meaninglessness and revolt. Camus challenges us to find meaning in a world that often seems indifferent to our struggles. Through these narratives, we see the profound impact of existentialism and nihilism on our understanding of life. You might be wondering, why should I care about all this? Well, in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain, dark philosophy offers a valuable perspective. It encourages us to think critically about ourselves and the world around us. It reminds us that we are not just cogs in a machine, but active participants in the unfolding drama of life. We have the power to shape our own destinies, to create meaning even in the face of absurdity. One of the most important lessons dark philosophy teaches us is that meaning is not something we find, it's something we create. It's not about discovering some grand, universal purpose, but about finding significance in the everyday, in our relationships, our passions, and our contributions to the world. It's about embracing the freedom to define our own values and to live in accordance with them. It's about finding joy in the journey, even when the destination is uncertain. Dark philosophy also emphasizes the importance of individual responsibility. If we are truly free to create our own meaning, then we are also responsible for the choices we make and the consequences that follow. This can be a daunting realization, but it's also empowering. It means that we have the power to make a difference, to leave our mark on the world. It reminds us that our actions have ripple effects, impacting not only ourselves, but also those around us. So, there you have it, a glimpse into the world of dark philosophy. It's not about dwelling in despair or giving up on life. It's about confronting life's big questions head-on, embracing the unknown, and finding meaning in a world that often seems meaningless. It's about living authentically, taking responsibility for our choices, and creating our own destinies. It's about acknowledging the absurdity of it all and finding a way to laugh at the cosmic joke. Because in the grand scheme of things, we're all just tiny specks of consciousness hurtling through space on a giant rock. And that, my friends, is both terrifying and exhilarating.